And we're live. Hey, welcome to another episode of Easy Sports. And today I'm joined by the legendary CKN. Badelam,
Great,
Keeper.
dude.
I'm okay, dog. I can't complain. And on your end,
Ah, this is that team.
you're not excited, you're not happy. I mean,
And do you know?
yeah.
So, do you know, Uti, you could have four teams that you support football wise, like you are, like you
Mhm.
there, and then it just takes one to like mess up the whole weekend. And it was a nice weekend that started
Yeah,
off on a nice tip that continued on even a better
yeah.
tip. And then the figures under the Stamford Bridge. But anyway, so Kulumang. But
Yeah,
besides that,
well,
I'm good,
yeah,
my guy. I'm good.
yeah, yeah,
Weekend?
yeah. I know my weekend was dope. It was amazing. I was with my dad and yeah, we were just chilling. We actually watched the game together. Even though, hey, dude, I was struggling to stay up. I won't lie, pana, because I mean I'm a person who sleeps early. So that game finished in about my one.
The following day, yeah.
Yeah, the following day, bro. So it was crazy, though. It was a long ass game, bro. A game where it's me, reminded me of the Springboks a bit because I'm a
It's
Springboks
just,
now.
I
Hey,
was, I was saying, it's the Springboks prepared us because now, but their kickoffs was at 10 o'clock. Okay,
hi,
but now, sure,
Bonan.
fine. They never went to, they never went to extra time. But like,
Yeah,
Springboks should have prepared us emotionally to see us from 10 o'clock. It's spooky bum time until freaking 12 o'clock. So,
mm,
but finally, they took it to the next level.
they really did. They really did, bro. But yeah, dog. How was your take of the game, bro? Besides the Cape Verdean woman on the stands, how was your take of the game? Cameraman in town, right? Are you
Yay,
cameraman?
yay.
He was on an
Uh,
assignment, bro. Literally,
I
he
know.
was on a assignment.
Cameraman understood the assignment. That's all we can
Yeah.
say. Um, yeah. The Cape Verde women were hot, and I think
Yo,
the the football that the Cape Verde played was also something else. If we're
yeah,
being honest, but they had better chances.
yeah, they
Um,
really did.
I would have I would have loved for us to come and argue with we showed up and whatnot. The one part of our game that showed up is our defense. Our defense was
Yo,
brilliant. Um,
dude.
and it's a defense ngikhuluma nge-back four, ngikhulume ngokeeper and
Yeah,
keeper that save. I think he was feeling it. The save in the, I think it was in the 93rd minute. I could be wrong. He
yeah.
he just knew after that save, this is ours. And then I
Yeah.
also was like, okay, cool, because that save that goes in. There's no comeback. That's it. The game is done. But yeah, Cape Verde fan, that
But
country or that island or whatever it is, they've come leaps and bounds in over the past couple of years, and they
no,
fast track their progress in international football. I've got mad respect for them.
same here. Like if you look at the population size of the country, number one, they have less
Six
than a
hundred
million.
thousand.
Listen to that, 600,000 people, bruh. And for them to be so competitive, be so
Yeah,
dangerous,
yeah.
especially the winger, Obanu Rodriguez. Rodriguez was
Number 11
causing us,
upon.
yeah,
And time and
eh,
time
eh,
again,
mm,
Asmami, time and time again, that's the outball. That's literally
yeah,
the outball. And time again, by Farad Lepa. And I don't know, Coach Wakon, I was thinking taking him out. I don't know. But he
oh,
had his reasons. He knows football better than us. But the
mm,
minute that guy went off, we all took a sigh of relief because yeah, the goal was coming from that position.
100%. Even the captain was also upset. The captain was also taken off as well. He was so infuriated. And that kind of, you know, it made them less threatening, even though they got that opportunity. That one where Ronwen aim pana. Yes, that's when I was saying in Bali, them fan. I was like,
But
oh no. And then hey, he pulled out a
But I think
worldie.
that chance comes from one hoof from the back that bypasses the middle, and
Yeah.
let's go between the defender and the striker. Let's see who's stronger. The striker wins the ball. Striker goes 1-on-1 with the keeper. Ronwen gets close to the striker, literally closes off the angle, and it was on target. That shot was
Yeah,
on
it was.
target. And
It
then
was.
he touches the ball, he saves it actually. I say touch, so downplaying the effort.
Yeah,
He saves the ball, and that's that. But not
yeah.
has been our chance.
I know we also did. You're right, Mfana. We also did have our chances. I mean, and you could see with Ronwen's celebration, Mfana, like like it was, yeah, like on
He
his end, he was
celebrated.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he
like, I got
celebrated like
this.
Arteta.
Yeah, no, Ateta, no, Ateta did the most, but Ateta did the most, bro. But I'm just saying, in Jay, he knew that that save was very crucial, for
Game
us to go.
changing. It's a game changing moment. No matter
Yeah,
which way we look at it, it's literally it changes the whole dynamics of the game. Like that one moment.
100%, Fana. That one moment really did in Danga, and I mean, Nat, we also had one in extra time where I forgot who it was. Umihlali Mayambe. Yeah, where he had that
But the
opportunity,
ball, it didn't want to sit up for this boy. It
Yeah,
literally, we were praying and praying, and unfortunately, the prayers weren't answered. It wouldn't sit
yeah,
up because he honestly he got away in a pace yak.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember the chance.
Yeah, no, indeed. Ampana, that chance, dog, like, yo. And then after that, it was a double save by the goalkeeper because there was also another, like, after Michali took the effort, it came back, and then we were still within the final third, and then we got another chance. And then the goalkeeper also made a save. He also
Yeah, I think there was
just,
also a corner. Was it a corner, if I'm not mistaken?
yeah. Yeah, no. He also what again? Made a great stop there, bro. So I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I just think our defense was very solid. Credit to Umvala, Umvala, that guy, man. He's really he's outdid himself. In this tournament. I think a lot of
I
big
think
teams are gonna scout
there
for
was
him.
a joke. There was a joke. But Umvala has got some Maguire-ness in him, where
Yeah,
you never quite know what you're going to get. But
yeah.
this time round,
Mm.
and why is this so dark in here? Sorry, man. I'm trying to play around with these lights. It's like dark. Okay,
Yeah, no,
but
it happens. It happens, yeah.
um, I'd have him Nomkwena way overseas thingy. He can go toe to toe with the best of the best overseas.
No,
He's got
indeed.
he can read the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then he also has the physique. Pace corner nayo. So
Yeah,
I don't see what else might he be lacking for him to be playing in Europe. But anyway, we don't need Europe to come in and tell us our boys
yeah,
are brilliant. Because I don't know if you saw the stat, we have we're the only country with where all the players. Oh, there's all the play. Oh, there's one player that is playing overseas, but
yeah,
most of our players, we've got the most number of players, locally based players. So
yeah.
that tells you that our league is strong.
Mm.
It's
I
sure
know it
fine. It
is.
might be strong on one side, which is that Kloorkop, is Kloorkop and the Pretoria side, but our league is very, 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 very strong. And I've said it before. Umkwena, yeah, Umkwena Nomvala abavaye, like abavaye.
Yeah,
I think Ustole for me. Um,
yeah,
I like the position. Maybe I'm fascinating on the position. I like that number 6 role.
mm-hmm.
It's a We don't have a lot of people that are gifted in that position. It's a position that requires a lot of discipline. It's a position that you are the invisible wall protecting a defense, and you are also supplementing the middle of the park. So that discipline of like reading the game and understanding where you should be at a specific time, whether we have the ball or the opponents have the ball. So Ebona, that number 6 role is a pivotal role. And if you've got Umuntu that doesn't really understand that position, you get exposed. But I know. That boy, he played very well. And here he's playing in the second division. I don't see a second division player there. I see top
Mm.
tier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To decide. But another thing is, can I also have this? Can I also add with what Tunisan is saying? With me, I have no issue that it's Sundowns
Same here.
players.
I,
Because I
I
mean,
don't.
didn't Spain have Real Madrid and
2010.
Barcelona players? You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Germany
it
did the
had
same thing, where
it
Germany we
happened.
knew they will take Bayern Munich side and
Mm.
they'll then say, okay,
Take,
sure, fine, maybe two or three from other teams.
yeah,
So
from
the best
yeah,
of the best will always attract the best talent. And then what happens? Who benefits? The national team benefits.
yeah.
So it's the first time in South Africa where like there's that whole thing with okay, they went with a side that's very dominant. So people are surprised and now they're calling Sundowns. And
Mm.
let's look at your history. History will tell you Spain have always done that. Where
Yeah.
it's either Barca or Madrid, where they will even go to a point where out of the 23 players, Baba Bizile, 15 will belong in both either Spain, sorry, both Barcelona or Madrid. So the rest, Leo, Les or Sala, then you supplement with whichever. So, guys, it's nothing new. So don't get excited and say Sundowns, Sundowns, Sundowns. It speaks to Sundowns has been successful, and their successes are showing in that the
Mm.
country is benefiting.
100%. We are benefiting indeed in Fethu. And even from a penalty, let's move over to what Ronald Williams did.
Wow.
Ronwen plays CAF Champions League, season in, season out. He always reaches the latter stages of that tournament. He's, as much as, of course, there's European football being the standard being the benchmark, but also CAF, bro. CAF is a very competitive and tough tournament, to
The
win. And I
traveling,
mean,
it takes it
the
out of you.
traveling,
Yeah.
exactly. You having to perform in West Africa, North Africa, in the conditions,
North
and
Africa, you've got
yeah,
laser beams being shown at
you
you
see,
while you're saving penalties.
it's very hostile. It's a very
Oh,
hostile environment, I remember
so,
Nebanyana when they won ECAF, the women's one,
yeah.
where now laser beams galore. But what I can say, man, credit to Ronwen, dog. Like Ronwen really raised his hands up. And to be honest with you, I knew, bro, deep down, I knew that this guy, he's gonna do something. He is gonna make
So
a few saves. I just didn't think that he will make 4 out of 5.
yeah.
Yeah,
So he did something which is like top tier mentality where he literally you could see it. He tapped into block out the noise with every save that he was making. He wasn't
yeah,
celebrating, going. He was clearly
yeah.
focused, and you could
Locked
see
in.
Guti, there was research that was done on these penalty takers because I don't know if you saw the clip of
Yeah,
asking who normally takes it onto the right. I think that was the number 6, the last penalty taker, who then he
yeah.
took it to the right and he went right and he saved it, and that was that. But he tapped into like he was like focused. He wasn't celebrating anything. He was like there in that moment, and that was for me that's top tier.
Yeah. Yeah, let's bring on the Moody say. First things first,
Gents,
greetings, my brother.
gents, how's it? Sorry I'm late, guys.
I know it's okay. Better late than never, in the words of
Yeah,
Drizzy Drake. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How's it going, gentlemen?
I know we good. We
It's
good.
going.
We're just waiting for you to come in, and and
Hey,
and and lay out your points. So
yeah,
CKN just gave his solid points. Now it's your turn with regards to, of course, you can start from how we approach the game and leading up to, of course, Runwin's heroics.
yeah, yeah. Look, I think we started a bit slower than in the previous games. I was very nervous.
Mhm.
Build up to how the game was proceeding. I think Cape Verde were the better team, if we're honest, in the 90 minutes on field and infield play. We I think we made a couple of. I think the guys were tired. For me, they were tired. We played the same lineup 4 games in a row, man. So they just weren't clicking as much as they should. I mean, she hasn't ticked since that Namibia game, with his heroics, and okay, Tunisia here and there. But if you look at the Morocco game, he was a bit, he wasn't there, but he was there. And this game, it also showed. So I think we were on the lucky side in the 90 minutes of play. Of course, our boy Ronwen made a
Eesh.
magnificent save, where he pushed the ball onto the crossbar and saved it. Hey, that one I almost
That
I
cried.
one.
this is that
Let's
was
be
Yeah,
game
honest.
over.
I mean, I thought it was game over, dog. When I saw
yeah,
that opportunity,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, my
you can
heart almost
continue.
stopped at that time. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that those were the highlights. I mean, the penalties were something else. I mean,
Oof,
the analysis there, eh, was world class. I mean, to say 4 penalties in a row, I've never seen that. I don't know if you guys have
dog.
in a
Nah.
I've
professional
never.
football match. I have never ever seen that.
Yeah.
It just showed that Hugo prepared the guys over and above, and it probably the same prep went into the Morocco game, where they had analyzed in depth the players and what could happen should we go to penalties, should they get a penalty, etc. So I was very impressed with that guy. I mean, for me, I saw a couple of guys on Twitter now comparing Ronwen's heroics to Kune. Um,
Nah, I saw that. I saw that.
guys, it's chalk and cheese. I think he saved
Mm,
us in the game, but if you
yeah,
look
Yeah.
at games played versus goals conceded versus clean sheets, chalk and cheese.
yeah.
So I
I think
appreciate
people
what
get
he did.
excited and they forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
no,
right.
we got over ourselves there for a bit.
Yeah.
But can we have that conversation, pass it down? Because
Ish.
Hugo's got a headache, and it's a proper headache to have. Percy hasn't showed up.
Ah,
I think
not at
that
all.
yeah,
Yo.
the only time that he showed resilience was when he missed the pin, and then the next pin that we got, he stood up and he took it. But besides
Yeah.
that, Angimboni.
No,
And
no. I fully.
for some
Yeah. Sorry.
reason, for some
Mhm.
reason, he struggles passing Evident. I don't know whether Evident is not making the right runs on the channel, but like they're not in sync. Umshishi has an understanding what he Evident requires a ball like this and but like that's Umshishi. He's like his brain is wired different. So now it exposes Upesita in that I don't know whether he tries too much. It's almost like what happened to Upebe this weekend, where
Yeah,
Yeah.
the country was like, "Yo, save us," and he failed.
Yeah.
Upesi, I haven't seen anything that tells me what um
but Sitle,
he's performing at his optimal best.
so for me, Pessi is no doubt one of our best players. I'm sure we can all agree on that, right? Having seen
Yes.
him, having seen what he's done at a national level and at a club level, right? Pessi, I don't know if he's being used in the right place at the moment, personally. Um, I think he could be better utilized within the mix. But at the same time, Percy's a big match guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Percy sinks Nigeria on his own. I wouldn't be surprised.
Woo. Woo. Woof, Moody's that's in Impana. That's in me. I agree with you on that one, bro. Like, you know what? As much as he's having a bad tournament now, Percy, and a lot of people are calling for him to get dropped, he
Mm-mm.
does. He's a game changer, bro. And you know what game changers do in such moments, bro. You know,
Yeah.
he is capable. We've seen him at the highest level. I don't know how many calves he has under his belt. Calf
You,
Champions Leagues. 3. I mean, you saw even in the Club World
three,
Cup
three, three.
we also saw in the Club World Cup for Al Ahly,
Mm-hmm.
I think they won the bronze medal, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
recent one. And Percy,
Yeah.
turned up. Apparently he's our top goal scorer in what again in that tournament.
Oh.
He's got the most, yeah, Tao has the most
Mm,
goals as an African. The
mm.
last time I checked, or I could be corrected, but I heard a stat like that, and so it's incredible, bro, because he's played that tournament on numerous occasions, even for his Sundowns.
And
Yeah,
you know what I like? Nigeria is probably planning around Utebo Mokoena and Uzwane.
Umshishi.
Yeah,
yeah,
to get around those two players and obviously to contain Mahopa's aerial play. Everybody's
yeah,
gonna sleep on Utapelo Morena, no
yeah.
Pesita. Oh, danger, 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 danger.
Danger, man.
Ngiyakutshela, ubheke,
Yeah,
ubheke.
hundred
Don't say I didn't
percent.
tell you. So if we make the final, definitely
Yeah,
Percy will score for us in that game. I'm telling
yeah.
you, no doubt. He's a big
Hey,
match player.
very big. Yeah, you are right. There, I fully agree with you, fam. We've seen it on many occasions. Like he's done it a lot of times, countless times. And Nami, I do believe he will come about.
Mm,
It's just a matter of at times I feel like Percy may not trust evidence with the ball. That's
yeah,
the reason why at times he tends to just run with it instead of
yeah.
passing it to him. Maybe Jimmy in Tanga, you don't know what happens there, bro. Maybe he goes at him, dog, and I mean, it's stuff like that, bro. But I mean,
Mm.
I'm just hoping in J, yo, guys, we really, really need to beat Nigeria, dog. Otherwise, Mpana, our country, dog.
Yeah,
Angbasabi
Nigeria.
la.
Louis Poeta,
Uh,
Angbasabi.
yeah, but Louis
we've played.
Poeta, that road in Johannesburg, Louis Poeta, dog.
The sunny side.
Sunny side,
Hillbro will be
Windsor,
fires. Yo,
even
Windsor.
Windsor, dog.
Yeah,
Hey,
it'll be up in
yeah,
smoke,
Be,
my
be
boy.
specific with the Windsor. Which one?
Windsor,
Both.
both, east, west.
Both,
It's just, it's,
cow.
yeah, east, west. Hey, dude, it's filled with Nigerians. And of course, a lot of them, yeah, they're huge football fanatics, bro. Even my barber as well, he stays around Windsor side. So he's also, of course, a huge Super Eagles spectator, dog. And we had our fair share of conversations. I mean, initially he Begasinyats are saying that SA but of course, for us to reach the semi-final and only have conceded 2 goals and we've got 4 clean sheets out of 5 games, it's telling, bro. It's telling.
Yeah.
And teams find it difficult to break us down. And that's what I like about what Coach Hugo has done for our team. It's not easy to score, bruh. And I feel like when I look at even like, you remember Morocco, even in last year's World Cup, that's what helped them reach the semis is that teams were struggling to break them down. Spain
Yeah.
struggled, Belgium struggled, Portugal struggled,
Portugal struggle.
exactly. And so you just need 1 goal, Nje. 1 goal, and and that's it. But at the same time, guys, Nigeria's defense is also very strong because they've
Yeah,
hadn't conceded five.
they've also got some couple of clean sheets in them.
Yeah,
So
that back four.
yeah, so historically, in Nigeria, they've always had a number.
Eish,
Um,
dog.
like always. But I think
Yeah,
it's that time now where we show as a country which is where we
mm,
are under this manager.
yeah.
And I think the only thing we can do is at least it'll be squeaky bump time from like 7 o'clock up until whatever,
Eish,
rather than
dog.
the 10 o'clock. Because every
Hey,
squeaky bump at 12 is not nice, but
it's
Yeah.
it
not.
should be an interesting game.
Mm.
The other thing also, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Adams, Jaden.
Hey, now, yeah, Modise, come
Hi,
on.
No, go,
hi,
go,
hi,
go. Repeat.
no, hi. He's smooth. He's It's just that his stature is the one
He's
thing I
small.
struggle with.
He's
Yeah.
small.
Mm,
Hey, but I
He's
no,
small.
nah. There's a player
But
now.
umnandi, no umnandi,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
umnandi, umnandi.
yeah, yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
Hugo's onto something. I'm telling you. Who knew Uhlongwane before Hugo came? Where is
100%.
Uhlongwane playing today?
Mm,
Eh? Unyikoma will be sharp. He's his favorite. Angimboni akekho akunaplayer laphaya. He almost sank that Morocco game for us. Was it Morocco? Almost sank it when he came on for Kuliso after that little in knock. So
yeah.
Unikomovi must stay in the bench forever. But it's
no
guys
go,
like
go, no
Hlongwane.
pull
I
out.
told him must never play for the national team again. Never again. Melapa
Um,
kamabheke abuye. Because where's Mali
yeah.
now? Where's Mali now? Where they should have been earlier.
And we made them shine, hey?
Yeah. And right now we could have avoided in Nigeria so early. right? Had we
But
won,
it's if it's written in the stars, go to this is your path. There's nothing
it's
you
your
can do
path.
about it. If the
You
gods
gotta
have
beat
decided,
them.
like the Greek believed, if the gods have decided, the gods have decided.
Makes me wonder what it will do to the rankings, huh?
You're
Because the
100%.
top ranking country, African country that's left is Nigeria.
Yeah,
The rest are all
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, a W against Nigeria, man. I mean, already we beat the best team in the continent. So that's
Yeah.
gonna help our ranking heavily. And for
So I
me,
think
man, I
let's
just
just not be negative. Let's just
yeah,
let's trust in the boys. We wait for 6 o'clock on Wednesday when the squad is announced, and
yeah,
we do whatever we do. Whether Shisimpe or we go on knees, we scream to whoever we scream to. These are the soldiers that we're sending to war.
Hey,
Please be with them, and
yeah,
that's it. That's all we can do.
yeah. I think
Mutsipa's
even
rattling a few feathers there, gents.
who?
Mutsipa, he's making people upset that side.
Yo, what did he do, man?
No, I
And
mean, people saying, obviously people are saying because he's at the top now Bafana's performing and but it's
Nah,
all
but like
the
the beauty of
Moroccans and
it is.
whatnot.
The beauty of
nah,
it is there's no dubious decision that I've seen
Yeah.
none,
in this tournament.
dude.
See,
This
Iva is Spana as advertised.
I mean,
Mhm.
I think
kickoff has just
I said
published.
it. I said it in if not 2 episodes back. Ngati, Africa and its usage of IVA is better than the UK than the EPL, because the
Yeah,
EPL right now is all over them. It's all over the show. EPL, they're
yeah,
taking 4 or 5 minutes to make a decision where
Yeah.
it's like, is it offside? Is it not offside? They want to go to the last inch of the boot to tell Luguti, and then they tell you about the thickness of the line, overcomplicating something very, very, very simple. But
yeah,
yeah, this tournament hasn't had any dubious decisions. I can't remember, and yeah, but they can talk all they want. I wonder if there's any if there were any decisions that were like suspect, and then we got
yeah,
out then say, I went the show, but hey, behavior, this is my show, but none of that.
Yeah, no, the Arabs are questioning, and that's the title there in the chats
yeah.
of
Let me bring it up. Let me just quickly create a
yeah,
banner for it.
the Moroccans are speaking, questioning his presence at the games, and I haven't read the full article, but I would have
Yeah.
expected this, right, to happen,
Mhm.
merely because of how we're performing. He's South African, so people will say that maybe he's pushing or whatever the case is. But I mean, the guys are just playing well, guys. They are
Yeah.
just playing well. So,
I taste
and he's
Buffy.
got the means to move around, so it is what it is. But I mean, when Morocco got to the semi-final of the World Cup, who was questioning?
None of
No
that.
one.
But
We were actually
like
supportive. We were actually supportive, bro. We were actually
even though
proud what
even
they.
though they wanted to move out of Africa, they
Yeah.
wanted to be part of Europe, because you
Mhm.
just cross the bridge and you're in Europe.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
fuck, they can talk whatever they talk. It's
Yeah.
just sour grapes. Let's just move on.
But also
Akshay
another thing.
Mutis.
Yeah, slow shedding. Ade, ade.
Yeah, it's disconnected everything. Yeah, another
This
thing.
predicted everything. But another thing is, at the end of the day, Mutsipe's role is to ensure that the tournament is run accordingly. Is to
Yeah,
ensure that, from a safety element, everyone is safe. From a hospitality element, everyone is
infrastructure usage
structured
perfectly.
usage. Yeah,
Officiating. Yeah.
and when you look at this tournament in previous, I mean, the sponsors have risen. He's managed to even get Abu Techno Spark to sponsor the tournament. As much as it's not a Samsung or a Huawei or Apple, but it is revenue for the tournament, and this ultimately benefits the teams, in a sense that the further you go, the more money your federation gets.
I
And
wonder
so
how
for
long
me,
Total is going to be sponsoring, because they naming rights are, it's the
you see,
Total AFCON. I wonder for how
yeah,
long.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like,
for as
it's
long for as
yeah.
for as long as it brings in money, chief. And I think
Mm,
this AFCON has generated a lot of viewers, and therefore sponsorships. Sponsors have made quite a bit of money from it. It's been a successful campaign, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to be a part of it. I think the money is just going to go higher and higher, and it's what I said in the last session we had, that the guys now are playing for more than themselves, right? There's something
Yeah,
big to play for at the end of the day.
yeah. No, 100%. There is something big to play for, hey, fam, because it's the pride, it's the restoration, Jay, of the image of SA football. Because for the longest time, it's hey, dude, it's been associated with an L to a point where a lot of my colleagues, especially at the beginning of the tournament, were like, you still support these
Why you
guys.
sitting? Why you still staying up all night for Ibafana? Meanwhile, you know very well. But yeah,
And look
it is
now.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I even have a cousin. She even sent me a VN at Highball. Hey, what is this I'm hearing? You see, on top of that, they're not even
Yeah,
watching. What is this I'm
yeah,
hearing that South Africa are playing well? It's
yeah.
it's those things, bro. And you're right, Modis. If this will definitely restore. It
And the
will restore.
dignity, boy.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of our guys, I would expect at least one or two of our guys to leave the PSL after this. I see
yeah,
Sundowns is trying to tighten Utemkhomokwena's contract, but I hope they're not successful in doing that, because it just builds momentum for our national team, if they get it right. So really, I think what's key and relevant is for our guys to go abroad, play against the best players in the world, and we can
yeah.
only grow from there.
Yeah. And of course, sorry, I actually I missed this comment by mistake, but of course, too, saying people will always talk Mutipe's hand to Bafana's performance is for him buying and investing in Sundowns. Yeah, but other than that, boys are just doing well, and they want to silence the critics, and that's true. That's
Mm,
what they want to do.
mm.
They silencing. Of course, we watch Bafana, guys. Like I'd say, out of the people who I know, you two are the guys who
It's
actually,
squad. It's squad.
it's partners that dog. My
Squad.
grandmother is the one who used to, as a kid, she used to watch Squatty all the time, and that's why with me, I have that thing of always watching them. Provided that they televised, of course, because there are
But
times
it's
when
like,
they're not televised.
but guys, I
Yeah,
watch the Proteas when they're struggling. I mean, the
yeah,
Springboks under Heineke Meyer weren't playing the best rugby, and we
but
watched them. They went to, was it a World Cup or whatever, and they just sucked.
hey,
When
they
we
were
still had the Tri
horrible to
Nations,
watch, man.
Yeah,
we still
but
had the
Yeah,
Tri Nations, and they were
also
suffering.
another thing, gents, is I don't know whether you guys are noticing around the Bafana camp right now. There's peace, there's silence, and the silence corner. There's none of that Uguti whoever went out. There's like, I don't know. There's that air of calmness, and
mm.
in most of these tournaments, we didn't have none of that. It's either Vesilva for a bonus or
Eish.
Sishangala Bafana that decide to go out bona and party.
Yeah,
Now
Yeah,
there has to be a suspension internally, and right now there's just
yeah,
that air of calmness, and I
yeah,
think that's what we need for such a tournament. Is because tournament NG, it's how many games in? It's 8 games if I'm not mistaken, if not 7, but like it's it's
same.
it's somewhere there. It's seven
Yeah,
games.
yes,
yeah,
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 it's 7 games.
yeah.
Kulama seven
Oh, yeah,
games.
7.
It's calmness that you need, and there's that A around Ibafana now.
Mm,
yeah. It just
mm.
goes down to also the selection. I also think, no, Coach Hugo, we have to give him credit on that. He's the one who pretty much chose players that he knew that were going to be dedicated to playing for the national team, and also credit to Rulani Mukwena for not being snacks with the players. He always allows the manager to actually make the selection, unlike
Yeah,
certain teams. I'm not gonna go into that part, but you know,
I see, I see, I see,
yeah,
I see, today.
yeah. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's all about having a culture within the squad. Everyone has to all be on the same boat and wavelength. When you look at these teams, these big nations that have been knocked out, your Ghanas of this world, Abo Onana, freaking not joining the squad
Flying in and being late.
flying
You
in
don't need none
and
of
private.
that shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
none
you
of
don't
that,
need none
bro.
of that.
It shouldn't be there. And even remember when Cameroon won in 2017, Abu Matip, I think Matip, Chupa Moting,
Matip, yeah,
yeah, they didn't want to play, and Hugo was like, "It's all Gucci, it's fine."
yeah,
I mean, I
and he
will
won.
use Abu
No, Abu
Abubakar.
Bakr.
Hey,
Mm.
Larry Young
Bakr.
I like that
Look
guy.
what look what
And
it
that's
did to his
fine.
bank balance. That AFCON. Look
Yo,
what it did to his bank
But like
balance. That AFCON.
speaking
dude.
of Mukwena, so I saw him training Uloch, but I think it was a publicity stunt more than anything. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
Tatulo Chambege Saiti, we am Jalutinho, the so that I know used to do 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 5. So now there's that air of excitement around Uloch. I want to see what's going to happen because Munduga Natasha has fallen off the cliff. Not so he needs
Yeah,
to come right.
I know it really does, man. He needs to restore his name, man. Because I mean, there's even a famous song. Dog. I think after that song, Amaporisa bano kabza ba moshi denje. After that song, homie just
But the
nah,
song the
homie,
song
man,
came
man,
off the
when he say,
charts. The song came off the charts. He
when he
followed
say,
it.
oh, yeah, let's not be too personal.
It's a good thing we can't even see Umoti say that.
Yeah, dude. And of course, Usway, he's like, there was a Cameroon president of CAP until 2017, and guess who won AFCON in 2017? So
I
where
know
was the
they're coming out of
conspiracy
the
theories
woodwork
then?
saying, yeah.
Yeah,
nah, boy. I think nobody expected it from Ibafana. But if those
no,
that watch Sundowns, those that have watched Sundowns, you should have known that anything is possible, Chief. I mean, we're playing
yeah,
with what 8 players from Sundowns, Chief. I mean,
mm,
what do you expect?
They
What do
play
you
they play together week in, week out, tournament
mm,
Chief,
flying
they
together. So
play
the
in
bond is
Africa. They've played all these African teams. Abu Wydad, Nani. I
yeah,
mean, come on. I mean, where's Inyembe? Eh?
yeah,
Inyimbe.
in Yimba, yeah, the one from Nigeria,
Inyimbe.
yeah,
Where is
in
that
Yimba,
team now? You
that
know,
needs
I
to
mean,
be
they're gonna
strong.
rely. Yeah, no, they're gonna rely on the European-based players. Abu Alex Iwobi, who can't even. He's got an English accent. He couldn't make the English national
The man
team.
is a mandem, dog. He's a mandem.
Yeah,
Even Lookman is
yeah,
also a mandem, dog.
yeah.
Mandem
So,
Lookman.
but I really hope our players get to go to Europe. Boy. At
Mm,
yeah.
least Umvala, Umukwena, Ukhuliso Motau,
mm.
Uthapelo Morena. For me, those four. If they
And
can go to
Ustole, I hope because he's not a second division player.
He is not.
yeah, no,
He should be.
definitely, no
He
doubt.
should be playing at least for Praga, nyana, and Bangadali Europa League at
Or
least,
Or
Gank.
Club Brugge.
or
Or
Bruges. You
Gank.
see, yeah, Bruges. Yeah, these guys don't. They need to stop now. But these players, they also need to stop sleeping on these teams. Talk about Genk, about
But
Bruges,
but
dude.
you must remember, Umukwena had an offer from Anderlecht before he signed
Hey,
for Sundowns. So the bag is too big because
it's
Sundowns
too
now is saying
big.
we're gonna make him the highest and most expensive player in Africa. What does that mean?
Yes.
Dude. And plus these bonuses that they get as well. Then they're good team about
Chief
winning league bonus. And they know very well
Shayo.
that they're gonna win it, dog. And then nang up at that 75 bar that they split amongst themselves.
Chief,
Hey
and
man.
this
Yeah.
grant that may come from if ECAF, they might share it now. Hey, asas.
Hey, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. We're not going to be negative. I almost said something very negative. I see, yeah.
Yeah, don't be negative. And of course, Sway says I do see a lot of players going overseas, but I do question why they never succeed overseas. We don't have many players who have long-term progression. I thought Zungu would go far, but no.
Ega Zungu is a simple one. Ega Zungu ifana nega
Don't be
OJ.
personal.
It's an
Don't.
old song that we've been singing. It discipline. Yeah, Bashai.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Zungu, he thought he was president.
Yeah.
He thought he was bigger than the team that got relegated. He thought a lot of things. The one that disappointed me was probably Keegan Doley because they wanted to retain him, and he
Yeah.
hadn't climatized, And I think if he stayed another season at least, he would have been able to done well and pick up. but he's also injury prone, and he saw the offer and thought, you know what, let me just go make the money. Again, these guys don't think long term. In Europe, you get a retirement fund, all of that. And Anele Ngonga spoke about it, that he has a minimum. At the time, I think he spoke about having a minimum of 1 million euros in his retirement from the time he was in Belgium. So, those things,
That's
you're
decent.
never going to get.
What's the euro
never,
right now? I think it's like 20,
I'm
21, 22.
I'm searching my
easiest,
card. I think you fag la. I
the
think you
easiest
fag
thing
one.
to say, it's 20 million bar, boy,
Yeah,
just
it's
for
20 million.
retiring. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a 20
yeah,
million
and I mean,
retirement. That is
yeah, bro. I mean,
that's a
that's a
powerful
lot.
jackpot.
That's a lot, boy.
Sheesh. You know,
So these guys don't take up those type of opportunities. I mean, in Europe, you get big sponsorships, your image rights, all these things then start raking up, and you make much more. I mean, can you imagine if Utam had went to Anderlecht and maybe they play in Europa or whatever, he performs similar to Pesita Ugao. That's why Brighton called him back. He was unlucky under Graham Potter. He didn't get to play because he was bought by this guy. What's his name? That was coaching Ghana now that got fired.
oh, Chris
Yeah,
Hughton.
Yeah,
Newton.
he bought him. He bought him. And he was the one that had plans for Rupesitao. Potter, obviously, that's why he also failed at Chelsea because he thought. But again, he was battling Utrozat, and you can see what
Yeah.
Trozat is doing. So this could have been Upesi's time to shine then in the team also. So you've got to just be patient with such things and just walk the journey and make the money. So once you go to Europe, Chief, I think yes, we struggle with the environment and all that, but take the chance, boy, and make the
But
money.
now,
It's a short
but
career.
now I think also it discipline, because the European game it's got a lot of downsides to it, and it's got like downsides that if you're not disciplined, you'll fall trap to, and once you fall trap into, unfortunately, they won't back you up as they do their own. They will hang you to dry, and it's that it.
Yeah,
So I
but
think
those are
we'll
the
figure it
basic
out.
principles of those are the basic principles of being a professional footballer. CJ.
Yeah, we'll figure
If
it
you're
out.
not disciplined
Head
enough,
down.
then I mean, Osokhota, and I don't want to speak much about Osokhota because I know a few of his 1-2s. He's just been released now by Stellenbosch. He was previously released by Kaizer Chiefs. If you think of it locally, right? And if I sit with you guys and tell you some of the stories, then you'll understand why a player becomes like that. Why a player gets released like that. Why? And we think it's performance, but what hinders your performance? It's all just discipline, girl. It's all just
It is key. It is key. We've said this, Uti, the lifespan of a professional footballer, the minute that they go pro. If you can play for 5 years, if you play anything over 5 years, you are a legend, because it's very, very difficult. It's taxing on the body, it's taxing on the mind, it's taxing on your family life. That in itself mentally messes you up. Because you the only time you get to really spend with your family is in the off season. And the off season, you just want to rest and whatnot, and your family is like, yo, dude, we haven't seen you in forever. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. Next thing, it's you back to preseason training. After that, it's back to the league itself starting, and it's traveling week in, week out. So that in itself requires you to have a very solid structure, be it friends, be it your family, because also they get caught up in. Once they get caught up in this. They now think that they're celebrities, where they can drink throughout, they can try cocaine to keep them up, and it's pitfalls that they just need head down, and that's it.
Hey, sway, Mike. Also, when your IG Explore page becomes your
and unfortunately, it's exactly that. Who's your homeboy who now he's playing in South Korea? What's his name? I forgot his name now.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Lingard.
Lingard. Jesse Lingard.
Oh,
He was permanently posting TikTok and whatnot. And it's like, come on. Your primary source of income is not TikTok, and your primary source of income is to be a professional soccer player. Look at
definitely. Look at Pogba.
We've spoken about it. Rashford. right now, Rashford, Usindeluti is Mr. MBE. Otherwise, if he was not of English, yeah, he was gone.
But if you also gave me, if you gave me 6 million rand a month at 23,
Uzamosh.
my decision making would be different. I'm just being human.
Just being
It is the same one. It's the same one.
No, but Zungu wasn't 23. That's the difference. Zungu was above 25. When you're the other side of 25, you start seeing life.
Things change
a little bit differently. Obviously, when you cross 30, it's a lot more different. But from 25, you start seeing good. Hey, actually, I may have only 10 years left of this career. And what does it mean if I have only 10 years left of this career?
It's less than that, because the English projections tell you to know if you goalkeeper, they peak at a different time, over 30. Your striker, you're looking at about like they should be mature at like 27, and your midfield should be like from 25, 27. So now you are approaching peak you, and peak you is 3 seasons or 2 seasons, and that's it. Barring you don't get any injuries that in that period.
And how many stories of that nature did we hear about guys like Ronaldo at that age? At that age, the stories that were trending about Ronaldo was that he's the first player training and the last to leave consistently. And he was always exercising, watching what he takes in. And it doesn't mean he wasn't going out, he wasn't celebrating, he wasn't with the guy with the hands in the explore page. He was there with all of it. But it's a matter of timing and discipline, If you're Rashford and you're gonna go miss training, Lebogang Mutiba. I mean, and someone once said this, I can't remember who it is. Ariana, they prefer to coach married players because then it creates those players become a lot more
it's Ferguson.
They become disciplined a lot sooner, and they are more stable, and they know what they're working towards. Now, the moment players are married,
the minute that they go offside, and my players, he knows he reaches the other half and tell you, hey, this thing is in jeopardy. So decide what you do.
Yeah, I mean, Olebo Mutiba has been overseas. Olebo Piri has been overseas for long. There's lots of players.
Umotiba Mumboga from like the face, you think he bad, which I think is good for him. Which is exactly that whole face of Ubaipari is what's keeping him disciplined.
Yeah, and you'd think he's one player that can easily be released. Never, boy. They won't release that boy. Vieira's crying for him to recover from injury now. So that he can come back and play, Chief. But I mean,
he puts in 100%. He puts in like he literally puts in his soul in on the pitch. When he leaves, no one questions Uguti. Could he have given us more?
And as well, guys, he's been overseas since 2014, bruh. 10 years.
Yeah,
that's why he can speak French, bruh. Have you seen his interviews?
I saw the video.
And he hits it fluently, bro. Like
Spain.
And like honestly, like we might make fun of him, but like he's been that's 2016. That's a long time for a footballer.
Because he started off at 2014.
10 years
more than 10 years. He started at Lille under 19, and
and then he went up.
Yeah, then he went up, and he's been playing for Strasbourg since 2021. Since 2018.
He was bought from Lille,
Yeah.
Because he went on loan and then came back and all that. But
and you know which academy he's from originally.
Yeah, and look at guys like Dean Furman. We didn't even know about Dean Furman, but he had such a long career.
Hey, you're reminding me of a player, man.
Because of discipline, he wasn't the greatest of players.
Yeah, of course. But if Foster can survive in England, Mokwena can do better. We also need Tole at EPL. Mbala can do better.
Yeah, this guy's plugging our players in the EPL clean.
I know
just a homie.
But no. On Umvala being better than Uzuma, I think so. Yeah, I think he's right on that one. Ustole, EPL.
Guys, hold on.
I'm trying to think which side would benefit the EPL from a player like Ostole. West Ham.
Even an Everton, boy. Even an Everton.
West Ham is one.
Yeah.
Everton umfake nabuto Corey because they've got that other guy he's on loan from PSG. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I forgot his proper.
Yeah, I was gay.
Okay.
Like that guy just runs a lot, bruh.
No,
like,
not that gay. Not that gay. The other gay, the Everton gay, the one that is.
Yeah, Idris, Lord Ali, the Senegalese.
Yeah. Yes.
We know him very well. He's a poor man's Kante, dog. He's a poor man's Kante.
Oh, cheese boy.
Jeez. Yo, wafika late to cheese.
The one is discipline. Then he tells me he plays with the veterans. Discipline.
Namhlanje abasenzela amasimo nge-load shedding since bayimesi ekuseni kusho ukuthi bayasipanisha double thina.
Wednesday. That's every case for
Bheka umndisi, uyambona umndisi uhleli kanjani? Isono ngakhohlwa ngesikhathi sokuvota mndisi bafethu. Ningakhohlwa isikhathi sokuvota ukuthi kumele nivotele ini.
That's what I'm saying. Was there
even if I vote,
in registration numbers
the next day? Yeah.
It is. Was there an increase in registration numbers? So they're trying to remind you, hey, we run this.
Definitely. Mina nginokucheck iwebsite ukuthi ngirejistile kamampela every week.
Yeah. I did that on Sunday.
Every week ngiya verify ukuthi hayi ngisasekhona la.
And we laugh about it, but you know what? You're not the only one.
So you're saying is wearing 2 masks on Wednesday. 3. Melashaya 3. 3 masks.
Zakhathi. Akamazi umvalo uheda yonke into. Wenza sure ukuthi uyamheda ngale mask.
You put the mask, he's gonna hit it.
One of them is gonna leave with another mask. Umvala is gonna leave ngebandage la.
Yeah, obvious. Mask is fine.
Yeah.
Zakhathi.
And is learning. He's learning what to do there.
But we need Pesi to come into the game of it. To arrive at the tournament. I haven't arrived. I have seen that.
Yeah,
right. He's a big match player. Watch him on Wednesday. He's a big match player, that guy. He's a big match player.
Wow. Doesn't get bigger than Morocco, Baba. Doesn't get bigger than Morocco.
It doesn't
number one ranked side in Africa.
It doesn't get bigger than the semi-final.
You know Nigeria it's derby, it's serious.
Swahili Jolofia. Jollof is on the line now.
I was serving Kulum. Contact Chonchi. I was serving Kulum. Kunisifake ngingene mina ngikhulumile egroupini ngathi manje into controversial angisafuna ngene. That's why every week ngicheck ukuthi ngirejistile ukuvote because into esizikhuluma la is this.
I trust my security company at the gate. I hope they do their job. That's all.
Yeah, I was to say it, you know.
Hey, who's that boy that pulled a cramp that's out of the tournament now?
Which one?
Utapelo Maseko.
I felt for him because that's it. Yeah. The tournament is done for him.
But they've watched him. The scouts have seen him.
Yeah,
what he can do. And remember, he's young now, so he's got a good chance of.
Yeah,
because I think that's going to require maybe minimum 6 weeks for him to recover from that. But yeah, you're right. Ama scouts are some bonile ukuthi Pesi called Hamba Leandona. I wonder what they needed.
And he's also got a
but he needs a little bit more coaching, man. Just a little bit more coaching, just to develop a little bit more. Then he'll be an all-round.
Actually, I wanted to ask, feelings around Omayambe. Yeah. I haven't seen much of him. to have a viewpoint. But I think
all I can
Yeah.
say, Mark is better, bro, in my opinion.
everyone
man,
is
Yo. Inkosi baba leyo.
Mark Berashisa for Iparania Baba. Mark Mayambel, he's got
Mark
two
Dalan
trebles. Two trebles, though. Two.
Umak bekadlala two Gardens, not a Cyprus. Playing in field.
but that shapes you differently.
Yeah.
Awuyazi mfethu nosithi yena ngadlala eSyprus.
Yeah.
Nasephetwe
Ayeba Isaka la.
neligi yakhe ayikho ephethwe.
Okay, just back on the issue, Isaga. When you called the keeper the national hero, Isaga?
Hayi baba, hey, it doesn't change. uRonwen Isaka. Le nto ayenzayo manje is a great improvement.
It's exactly what I was saying. That hey,
It doesn't change ukuthi you have a purple patch then siyakhohlwa ukuthi Isaka. Ukupara wavimba ama-penalty wama-75 penalties ukupara wavimba mara ngeke usizwe sithi ukupara was a great goalkeeper. Why Isaka mpana, you have your good games of him grand. Ufuna ukuthi ngoba wona uthola clean sheet izolo sesothi akusisaka.
But Onana.
Onana. Akazikhohle Isaka sel. Yabo inkinga sikhen because this is where we lose the plot.
Oh, man.
Onana.
Onana.
Ronwen akamdlisa scheme Onana.
Yeah.
But Ronwen is old now. He's 32.
Yeah,
it's
no,
too late for him.
Not for goalkeepers.
Yeah, but you can't take him overseas.
You get better, man. You get better and more mature as you grow.
Yeah, but you can't take him overseas.
It's too late.
Yeah. It's not too
Yeah,
late.
and Ronwen can't go overseas anyway because he's short.
Yeah.
Can't.
Because I was saying to my wife yesterday, Onana, when he was standing and he raised his arm, he was touching a crossbar. Like this. He was just standing.
Yeah, ungamnyaka. Phela ungakhohlwa Onana's Jollof gang onaye phela. Part of, but not originally, but part of close there. So height yakhe obviously is a bit more.
Nah, but height aside, gents, do you remember how De Gea was vulnerable in my corner when he started 2012 thingy, where everyone decided to keep Bashama corner, and that was his weak point. Look at what's happening with that brilliant keeper we Spurs. I'm not gonna lie, that kid is brilliant. Shot stopping and whatnot. His one vulnerability, corners. I'm a corner, I'm shy, or set piece play in and around the 18 because all they do is they just stand in front of him and he can't muscle his way out of it. And unfortunately, he's gonna only build up muscle as the season progresses. But until then, teams are gonna do that time and time again.
Yeah, you'll learn. Like, remember, you just mentioned De Gea. When he started with De Gea, even Nama long range efforts, he used to concede worthless long range efforts. But as time progressed, he changed. He started, of course, bulking and being familiar with the game of in the Premier League. So there's something with the Tottenham keeper. At least you can see he's not conceding Onana, bro. Like you've seen the areas this man.
Yeah, it's considered because of the defense, not because of the keeper. Vicario was probably up there with the most saves in the league.
Yeah. Yes.
Vicario. Is terrible. You can't play in football like that. It's suicidal. Kamikaze football.
Nah. They play the kamikaze football of theirs.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It's freaking as a neutral. I love it because you never know what's going to happen.
It's unsustainable.
But while you're on the EPL, I see your question there on Liverpool.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Cheese, how are you feeling? Let's start with Cheese. How are you feeling, Tanga? Yesterday, I'm sure.
We're the team who has the most experience in doing this, so it's not a worry. We're not even sweaty. Liverpool choker. It's choking, Pete. Liverpool and Arsenal, they did the same thing. There's no reason for them to play Trent, though. There's no reason for them to play Trent as well. Literally, there is no reason for them to play.
No, but the kid, who's that kid?
Should play in the middle of the park, girl. You should play.
No, man. That Bradley's father passed on, so I think He'd been struggling with the sickness for a long time, and I think he got to see his son score and have a couple of assists, and then he unfortunately passed. I think it was on Friday, so the kid couldn't play this weekend.
Liverpool, the new right back.
The new
Oh.
had the unfortunate event not happened, that kid would have started. Trent would have started on the bench, because that kid.
No, in any case, I'd still bench Trent, play Joe Gomez right back, and play Alex Robo. Trent, ahlale phansi. Azongena second half.
Gomez now, he's got mistakes in him.
Oh, Joe Gomez has been playing the past 8 games. Joe Gomez.
What?
Compared to Van Dijk.
Van
Van Dijk ama-traffic cops, so bagaya i-traffic. Ngena ngithula ngapha. Wena woza ngapha. Wena wo. Suka.
That goal yakamathandeli.
Hlala kaidile is always guiding.
The way you show my corner, Cheese, you know when there's load shedding and the guys on the street are the guys controlling the traffic. That's how it sounds. Not even metro cops.
Yeah. Nice too.
Sebashana ngeimpempe mfana la eRepublic
but my fair assessment of the choke is only Liverpool. I'd rather have Liverpool challenging his City for the title than Arsenal. Because
Hamba. You feel sentimental.
Nah.
One way.
I think
athathe energy yakhe angatholi nix.
That's what
athi hlangana neChelsea kule trophy le Hawks ayidliwe. Athi uhlangana bamnika futhi bathi basinikeza yena futhi kube FA Cup masiqeda ukudlala. Sithi Hawks out of FA Cup. Manje uyabheka sesina 8 points phambili.
But Jurgen is well-rounded, guys. He's got a lot of experience. I think he'll compose it better than what
is the one team that can go toe-to-toe with City. I think historically they've shown that. Arsenal, there's that last thing that's missing. Either they get exhausted and they celebrate these wins, but there's always something.
Yeah.
But they won most today. They beat Liverpool, a team that's unbeaten in 18 games, isn't it? That's big. Yeah. That's not something that's lacking, man.
That is why, unfortunately, we don't have our Liverpool fan today joining us.
Guys.
Yeah.
I'm certain I must introduce your favorite guys playing. What and the only thing they're praying for is for Brentford to do something.
And they're not gonna.
What time is the kickoff there?
It's 9.
Plus 9, yeah. So it's fine, Tina. The best way to win that game we just print a big posters, but you should have cashed out, and then it's to deal. After that, game.
Yeah, I know. You're right. You're right. I know. And then when it's me,
why? You've been doing so well. You've been doing so. Why are you ruining it in the end? No. You were perfect. You changed. You're flipping the script on me now.
Why this is not like
Krizo, bakorile labantu for 2. Why watch it for 1?
I know we're talking about the midweek game. Yeah, it's sugar water. Sugar water, by the way, not sugar water.
Chelsea right now is playing like a championship side. Against Wolves played like men. We played like boys. And we've got talent in abundance. But the talent there doesn't have direction. And it's an irritation. With time and time again. You can't utati Chelsea at home. Okay, the first game against Liverpool were far better. But that means in 2 games, we've conceded 8 goals. Disasi, no, gents. No. And every time they decide to play it from the back, it's panicky and teams feed on that panicness. That's what Wolves
Xolani,
did. Uthatha
ngicela
ibhola, you
nibuyele
put
to
it in the
show
middle.
yami about black French centre backs. Ngidise football call. Ngicela nibuyele nilo show yami. Ngifaka leyo clip. Ngikutshela
Let me
wena
finish.
ngosihle. Ngikutshela ngama black centre backs waseFrance. Ngathi
And then the middle.
akufikanga nokuthenga i-out Cape Verde uyodlalisa lapha just because it's French kamthunsweni. Just because indoda yasemali uyayithatha bayihlalisa eFrance bese all of a sudden wena ucabanga ukuthi akusaseyimbobo.
And then the middle of the park, Caicedo probably had his worst game as a Chelsea player because they picked on him like you wouldn't believe.
He's not press
They picked
resistant.
on him.
He's not press
He was the weak link. Cheese, when you do this in football, where the weak link or the person that you know very well which is the weak link, you don't mark him. You mark all the other players.
Yeah,
what happens? He's the open player. Then they pass him, and then you pounce on him.
That is Prosa yena, yebo.
Yeah, and then because once
all
you
the
press,
time.
then he doesn't know what to do.
But me, Trossard, I thought he was good, but I didn't see that he was Chelsea good. But that's it.
Trossard,
Caicedo, man, sorry. And then there was this hype around Liverpool wanting him and Chelsea. Then I was like,
nah, but like remember, Doctor, once you go bidding war with on a player, then the price goes out.
Wow.
It goes crazy, and it's all about who is willing to pay that price. Unfortunately, it was over 100 million. No players was over 100 million. Maybe about Mbappe and whatnot. But he was pathetic. And then up front, the one thing that irritates me is that Sterling is got goals in him when he feels like it. But
Sterling is an okay player. Y'all niggas need to.
He's banging.
Let's admit, Sterling is not what I keep telling people. It's Pep's Mac makeup that made Sterling look good.
Yep.
It's the Mac makeup that makeup
I don't think it's that bad. No,
Sterling is okay, bro.
He's okay. I don't think he's as bad as he's been showing.
Yeah.
I think
But
right now. Thank you.
Did you watch Sterling when he was at Liverpool?
Yes. And then May 3. What was the other player? Umazi.
Suarez. Yeah.
Coutinho
as well.
Sorry, no, not Bobby. It was Coutinho.
Coutinho, not Bobby. Bobby came after.
Yeah. It wasn't. You're right.
He had one good season with Liverpool, but he didn't. The following season, when Umazinho left, what happened?
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not in Bobo. He's not that terrible.
He's not, guys. Come on. The showings.
You're as bad as the environment you're exposed to, girl.
Look at Kobe Mainu. He's in a bad environment, but would you say Kobe
but not as bad as Chelsea, girl. You must respect my team, girl.
Kobe. Even if you put Kobe in Chelsea,
must respect
it is what it is. You'll stand up.
I think football is one of those. It's a team sport. Okay,
it is.
And now, Chelsea plays like plays like kids. Like it's under 23s still practicing. Practice. Okay, when you get to the
why was it?
Angezwa? No, I don't know at what point are we going to give up on Gallagher. Gallagher, we should have given him to Spurs once.
Coach's favorite.
The one player that is frustrating me on why he's not coming back from injury, Romeo. Because I feel in the middle, if Romeo can replace Gallagher, then it's Kulum. Because up front.
So you guys want to play three defensive midfielders?
Maybe
three defensive midfielders.
Yes.
Maybe watch different football.
Three defensive midfielders.
Gallagher.
Right.
I don't rate to Gallagher, gents. I'm sorry.
Gallagher at Crystal Palace, boy, was eating nice.
But right now, he can't even trap. He gets in the 18 area and then he can't trap.
You are as bad as the
Ku-Crystal
environment.
Palace awudingi ukushepa bo eze idribula 9 abantu akuningi athi thatha mfethu.
Yeah, even no
Olise ukunika empontsini Olise ukunika empontsini Olise.
Well,
Olise
right
yakhe
now, we've got a famous saying, Miss Lalitis, Kuguti can trap, can play. And right now, Ugalega can trap.
Yeah.
No Caicedo can trap.
Yeah, that's why they press players like but same thing with us. Maspagu scored against Wolves. We were leading 3-1 ngamnandi. Sakhipha abantu abakwazi ukutrapper, safaka uScott McTominay. What happened? 3-3. That's what ruined everything. You lose control when you can't. When you're not competent on the ball, you lose control of the game.
Like I'm sweating now.
And Cheese's team keeps showing us, Buffett. So that's another thing.
Don't have to be quick. Even.
They're the perfect example. It's like NBA players. LeBron James is the perfect example of how to take care of yourself. But no, you want to go to Atlanta at the titty bar. You want to, throw money at hookers and shit. Where you got an example that you can see, that you can even go up to and speak to, but you're like, nah, fuck it. I think your plumber nabo future. They about James Harden,
and a simple concept of fun is that if your first touch, how important the first touch is done. City doesn't have fast wingers. None of our wingers.
No, none of that.
But it's people.
Foden kills the ball like you wouldn't believe. So his first touch already, he's sitting. He's got an advantage over a defender.
No, yazini mdisi akusuthi abajimi. Lo muntu lona inhliziyo yakhe is already beating 100 times faster ibhola amaliza kuyo. Because uthukile akazi lenze mfethu uDavid Silva was the epitome done even in the tightest spaces. It seemed like he had more space than he should have, in fact. Phumela phana makepa keeping it pass because he's asaphephumile phezulu baba. Ngeke uthola phefumela phezulu half and puffing around the pitch.
There are players that excel in buying time in football because it is key is that the ball comes to you and it's all about how much time can you buy yourself. And then I'm not talking how much can you hold the ball. This man, it's almost like Zidane. Zidane used to do that brilliantly, where the ball comes in and the ball comes in. It's almost like he buys and he slows time. And who's that Real Madrid kid that is now taking over the world? Does the exact same thing. Bellingham. Jude does the exact same thing where he buys himself time.
Yeah, but I don't think he's press resistant. I don't think he's like on that David Silva Iniesta level. Hey, I was watching my highlights why Iniesta Iniesta's ultra. Even another one is Thiago Alcantara from Liverpool. Thiago ultra presses.
Hey, but Izolo. Izolo was up.
Yeah, I mean it's his first game since Alimele kodwa mfethu. Wamgcina nini Thiago besides
No, but you're right. Thiago is that type of player where he buys himself time.
Yeah, even Kobe at United. Did you see his goal?
I didn't watch United. I was gonna get angry.
Would never do what he did there because then is competent on the ball.
We
have to spy to what you like ran. Those are the sort of midfielders you need to recruit, bro.
It is classical.
Yeah, when it comes to press resistance, I think Amachans are buying as a footage shisang a baller. In that regard, you don't just run up to them.
Mina khona Kaslam ntwana ne awuthi khona 16. So
I'm sure it's a star.
So Leana is yabona nama-pro like ama-gents amaklasi mawuzile azoshaya around ma-pro mawuthola sibhemeni 16 ethele ukuthi hayi babebhola linavara. This guy he plays in our Sunday league team makangeke kuvele kubonakala ukuthi hayi team yethu ayikho strong. Lena uma iphasi kusepha ngesithende mawuza already sekufaka ikhisi eliphethe wona sekumele ulwisane naye for report. That's how good he was. Press resistant. He wasn't quick. But isn't the Vegas in the ground game?
The other thing is that James, the English they love stats now for some odd reason, or Europe they love stats. And then what's his name? That player at Chelsea, he's busy for Gallagher. He's busy for no reason. I don't know if that makes sense. Have you ever found yourself as Panini where you're acting busy? Which I find it's more difficult than actually working.
He reminds me of Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson, they said his heart rate at gym was so high that they told him, Chief, just sit down a bit. It was fair away. That's how much you are running and training.
Yeah, but you can't be that nervous. I mean, now
look at another
as well.
Another
Like, yeah.
I was just saying another one who's also slow as fuck was Sergio Busquets. Busquets was playing at 1 kilometer.
Busquets played in a position that he couldn't afford to be slow.
You know, Yamazi Steven Nzonzi.
Yes.
Steven Nzonzi. Yeah. When he went to Sevilla. When he went to Sevilla. And then during that period, we had Musa Dembele as well. That was the best years of the Premier League. Best years of the Premier League.
I remember
Musa Dembele.
And then he chose
Musa.
He was ultra press resistant, bruh. And then what I liked about him is that there was no drive. As much as he was press resistant,
he was so strong. Then in Africa,
when Uyaya was at Man City, the one difficult part of playing against him is that from the middle he gets the ball. He can do one of many things. One of those many things he can do is he can have a long pass, he can have a short pass, or he can decide to take it on himself. And I'm a short we're always on target. And then once he gets going, as a defender, we are choose Guti, where he fala lepari, because you can't go this toe to toe Uzobo Van Dijk director aside. You couldn't.
He was in the midfield now, He had
the best. Superstar.
And then your team decided knows. And then your team decided not to buy the cake, a birthday cake.
It's the manager. He knows. It's the same manager that let him go at Barcelona. The same manager.
But
when he was overperforming. You know when you are an overperformer.
No, that's indeed. You see, Sitle, for me, Nami, whenever I look at midfielders, I first look at them being competent on the ball. Number one, you have to know how to fucking control the ball, bruh. If I was, don't even come. It's like
not only midfielders and strikers now. If you
in general
and control the ball. You know who you remind me of.
My guy, the irritating part, I don't know if you guys saw this. Our tallest player is a striker. Cross comes in, okay? Literally, it comes in from the side. We're losing 4-1. He decides to miss that chance. And it's a gilt-edged chance that changes the game because we go 4-2, Silver scores, it's 4-3. It's in the last 10 minutes. Anything can happen. I would have been happy with the draw in that game. But Jackson decides to be Jackson.
Loyal. Did he even get a call up?
He did. He traveled. He played, I think, a couple of minutes, and then he came back. And now everyone wants us to celebrate with our striker is back. Unkuku, we can see which is not match fit. Give him a couple of games, he will come right for us. There's an understanding between he and no Sterling. It's just that he was. What Christopher did is he played 30 minutes of the first half and then he disappeared. And there's also over reliance on Upalma, where unfortunately he's still developing his game.
After Nkuku, I'm kapila pa mshange party liana tosin.
Yeah.
Ange party. Ndo super mshange party otiam. Mina ngithanda ukuyalena le mina. Mina ngathi bafethu umdiba mina shaya uHakim ngebhathi washaya uHakim ngebhathi yophela into leyo yaphithizela Umdiba wenzani wathi bhathi yaphela indaba kaHakim Phithizela wathi angisayida sengifuna ukukhatha games ayiwina la okuningi after lapho siziningi indoda mayihlupha sihle and ushanga ibhathi phela
kuningi intwana engidlala nayo idiski on ezwa kuningi intwana engidlala nayo ayanda sidlala nayo idiski thing on Tuesday skillful as hell and then he tells you straight ukuthi if you're going to be a problem udlala kwi-wing yakhe uyakapa yena like he doesn't ask questions or whatnot because once wakapa once you don't want to do what you did again. You'd rather maybe ama wings udlale the other side and whatnot because
and that's why nobody wanted to play against Vidic in the 49.
Yeah.
I'll even bring it locally where there was a player but people decided to call it Mercedes-Benz. Linda Tellis like he didn't mess around. Linda Tellis like literally middle of the park and then who was the ref at the time, that short guy that passed away a couple of years back. He asked Putin, what the hell? Mercedes-Benz didn't mess about.
You know what I love about Usbisi Pirates? Usbisi Pirates faranam kodwa ke nenhliziyo embi. Mayidefend abantu benhliziyo embi. Usbisi when you taller than him and you hit kakhulu, you hit wena. Every time when you hit, khona into hit ka. You hit ikhanda lakho. Ayinandaba nebhola lokuyihitana nawo. But then of the game uyaqabanga maqolo hit
because of when.
Konteza uyakutshela ndoda lena is and futhi the reason why is that AFCON is because of that. Sometimes you need umuntu ozoqinisa inyawo mfethu. It's nice to have a pretty ball sundowns, but defenders defend. But at the end of the day,
we've got the trusted Mvala. If you don't just pass him simple, something's gonna happen to you. And you must be prepared for that. Mbala's willing to put his head on the line, and when we were talking about Mvala earlier, I wanted to ask, did you watch Mvala when he was at Highlands Park, and he was playing
midfield. Box to box.
Any conversion was like seamless.
Where do you see?
No, I think they swapped him. They swapped him with Ronwen. Not Ronwen, with Rivaldo. They swapped him with Rivaldo.
And that's what you call seamless. Because Rivaldo almost signed for Celtic. Don't forget.
Mara, it's about Rivaldo, but but 50 age.
Ouch.
Who doesn't? When a cheese, if we the team as I know for a fact which you'll have 2 IDs, one for Khalid and one for life insurance.
I think for I'm sorry.
Just say.
What's jail? Wait, this age wasn't this job.
Yeah, but anyway, Chet, Way is right. Hey, we're pushing 100 minutes. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, as per usual. It's always amazing shoot at that buffet. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, help a brother out. This is Easy Sport, and we out. Peace, Bafwit.